Welcome back, everybody. Well, this week we're going to do something new and different. I've never actually done this before on the channel. I'm going to promote a product. Now, I'm not sponsored by these guys at all, but about 3 months ago, I was at the Nashville Guitar Show, and I met Mark and Kim, who had a booth there at Earthboard Music. You can see them at earthboardmusic.com. They've got this super innovative pedalboard system that once I just got a look at it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have got to get that. It like eliminates so much cabling. It allows you to run this on a battery if you want. There's so many options with this, but I wanted to show it to you. This might be something you'd be interested in. They've given a super generous 30% discount to my channel viewers if you use the discount code that I've got linked down below when you check out with them. But check this system out. I'll walk you through sort of my pedal board, how I'm putting it together, how quick it is to switch things in and out. And I think you'll like it. So check it out. Hello, friends. Little Uncle Larry reference there. Love that guy. Love everything he does. Love you, buddy. Anyway, here is, as you can see, the 12-foot chain back line, back wall. And you see probably my favorite amp ever is my Super Reverb there. That always gets blocked out. Maybe I'll rearrange so it gets starring visibility in the future. Anyway, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about yeah, this is the double rail Earthboard. So, like I said, in what I'm doing on YouTube, you know, I'm doing 1,000 different music styles all the time. So I want to have a setup that sort of covers a lot of ground. And so I've got sort of the double rail on here to have as many effects as I want to have. But what I wanted to just show you here is just how great the system is, how fast it is to set up. It just makes life so much easier and cleaner and gets a bunch of chords out of the way. And whether you're just here playing at home or you're gigging, it's awesome. It's awesome. So here's the key points of how this works, okay? So you'll notice on each rail, I'll call it, there's a red side and a silver side, right? Or a red side and a non-red side, whatever. So keep that in mind, okay? So here's how this works. How is this, the magic of this system is that it gets rid of your power cord if you want it. You don't have to have a power cord. It can be battery powered. So how does power get to all of your pedals? Well, on underneath every one of your pedals is one of these babies. They call these a boot. It's got Velcro on the side, on one side, and on your pedals, you probably already have Velcro on there, right? So you're just going to take your Velcro pedal that you have on that, and you're going to stick it right onto the boot there. And then every one of these has this is how the power gets hooked up, right? You've got this little piece that plugs in there, and then plugs into your 9-volt right there, okay? And you can put this in any direction when you're getting this set up. But notice red and silver. And what you do is it just sticks like magnets. Not like magnets, because it is magnets. And it's not going anywhere, right? So anyway, that's how the system works. You know, power gets plugged into that, and it'll power up all your pedals. But let me put my whole board together, and let me show you how quick this can go. Now, for the most part, I sort of follow the pedal show order of things, all right? This is actually a wireless, which I love. This wireless Shure I have set up. And follow that with my tuner. This actually has a tuner in it. Now that I think about it, I could probably get rid of that. But I won't, at least for now. Because, well, I'm a creature of habit, like many of us. All right, so I'm just going to keep going. I've put all these things together already just to save some time. But I'm just going to lay them on here. Boom, in the order that I do. For the most part, this is following the order, like I said, of the pedal show recommendations of you know, tuner, fuzz, then comp, then boost, EQ. Anyway, you'll find if you're knowledgeable on these things, and many people are much more knowledgeable than me, I'm violating a little bit of it. Okay, let me pause here. So I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pedals, and there's actually some spacing in here. You could probably get 7 in here, maybe 8. Elliot Easton has one of these. I think he gets 8, maybe 9. He's crazily ambitious. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to actually cable this up, and I should have been a little smarter and been doing this as I went along, but hey, let's just do it and see how long it takes, okay? Boom, there's one. Boom, there's another. And let's just follow along. It's great having these flat panels that just get you that extra little space there. They sell them as well. They've got everything with this whole system anyway. So this whole line has power now, and now what's going to happen is I'm going to run power out of my pedal here and into the side of the board, which is going to transition all that power now coming out to here so you can do your next rail. Tuck these down in there just to get them out of your way, and let's just keep going. What does Mr. 12-foot chain have next? Well, my harmonist. This thing stays on the board all the time. Why? Because I love, when I can, I love running stereo out, and this thing splits the signal. So you have a mono in from everything leading up to it, and then coming out of it, you've got stereo. And if you've got 2 amplifiers, which I do, this is where the signal gets split. It runs into stereo, and now I can run my stereo effects after that. And of course, many of you know, if you want to be a little more sophisticated, you can run your, your time-based effects into an effects loop, and I'm just running everything into the front right now, just to keep this simple right now. But you got this. Let's bring in our delay. Boom. And last on my chain is my reverb. So I'm running out of my delay and into my Hall of Fame reverb. Boom. And I'm good to go like that. And look how fast that was. We put this whole thing together. And then your only line is going out is your line out to your amp or your amps. And where does the power come from? Well, they've got batteries that have tethers on them and Velcro, so you can actually affix it to your board here. And you plug them in on the side. And turn on. Boom. And your pedals are on. So I see some lights. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And you're good to go. And that's it. So on my setup, all I've got is I've got my wireless transmitter on my guitar. It's sending it here. So there's no wire coming into here. I've got a battery powering the thing. So there's no power to think of, to take into account. And then it's just my cable or my cables that are running out here into my amp. And that's it. So super clean setup. What if I just said, you know what? Actually, the next gig I'm playing is, or the next song I'm going to do is not going to be sort of like, I don't want 80s chorus. I sort of want, it's going to be a Pink Floyd thing, and I need a univibe. That kind of sound going on. So I'm going to pull this out. Bring in my Vibe, which also is stereo. I love this thing. Boom. And good to go. So it's just that easy to swap out. And I love the system. I've had it now for about 3 months. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by these guys or anything. I just want to share good information about a great product and the great innovation that I have. And like I said, they've got a single rail model, just like that. And if you want a smaller battery, they got a smaller battery for that, or you can use your bigger one for it too. But just good stuff, you know. Just wanted to share it and encourage you to check these guys out. The links for everything is going to be in the description below, so check that out. But anyway, just wanted to share that goodness and hope you enjoyed that. And there she is. I mean, how clean is that, right? There's no cabling on the right-hand side. There's no like power cables that are running all over under your feet that you're going to trip under. The only thing that's coming out is the cable or cables that are running out to your amp. So that's it. This is what I look at when I'm bringing you lessons each week. I mean, you can see how much of a space saver that would be and all the time and trouble for setup. It's just awesome. Couple other features I wanted to call out to you. If you've got pedals that are sort of like the double wide, you know, the larger sort of profile, they've got that figured out too. And it doesn't even matter what sort of voltage your power system needs on whatever your pedals are, 9, 12, 15, whatever it is. They've got a gravity boot with the right power voltage to get you what you need. But on these double wides, so they've got your power gravity boot on there, but they've got a dummy boot, which is just a platform, which balances it out and allows you to drop it nicely on the board. Some other things too I wanted to call out. If you have a pedal that needs isolated power, they've got ISO boots, they call them, and it eliminates the need to having those big power bricks, you know, with like each of the isolated channels. This does it for you. So that could remove the need for that. And if you have other pedals that you want to run off the board, one side or the other, or both, like a wah-wah pedal or anything else, they've got lifelines that allow you to power into the side, into both sides actually. And you can run power to pedals that are off the side of the board there. You can even daisy chain and link multiple of these boards together. As well with that lifeline system. Anyway, check it out. It's earthboardmusic.com. 12-foot chain is the discount code. It'll get you 30% off. It's for a limited time. Like I said, I am not sponsored by these guys. I just love the product and I want to share the news. So anyway, go check them out, earthboardmusic.com. I'm going to sign off. Thanks, everybody.